Hi everyone, it is Friday, which means it is time for Paint and Slay. I am Vee, above me is Lauren, and for the next couple hours we're going to be painting a blue Yeti, and I don't mean a microphone. But
I mean, we're going to be starting with a blue Yeti, but eventually it will not be blue.
But yeah, so we're going to continue our work on the WizKids Abominable Snowman from D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. See, the second part just rolls off my tongue like no problem now, but you try and get me to say abominable, and I have to, stop.
It's an awkward word. It is 100% an awkward word. I got to think about it every time I go to say it, and I purposefully avoid saying it.
Yeah, I want to call it the Menomina.
The Abominable
Yeti.
It's the Yeti. It's the Yeti. It's the Yeti. What kind of Yeti? It's just a Yeti.
It's like a really angry one.
It's a really upset Yeti. Yeah. It is a totally not happy Yeti.
Okay, so chat, think of all the synonyms to abominable. Hi. That you can
Please
think
help
of.
us rename this Yeti.
That are easier to say. Anyways, all the synonyms. Oh, and we're off and running. Yes, all the synonyms.
All the cinnamons.
All the cinnamons. All the cinnamons. And Roy has just joined us too. Forewarning, she's a barnacle today, so you're going to see her little face poking underneath the camera. It's just how the day's going.
I mean, it's Friday. It's not only Friday, it's Friday before we go on break. We're the last stream of the day. Both of us leave after this because it's an early out day, because our company is awesome, but also we're punchy. We're extra punchy.
It's been a long year, and it's been a long week for a long year, and so
yeah.
We're not in an abominable mood.
No, I get to hang out with you for 2 hours. That makes me happy.
Yay! Anyways, everything okay with the drink?
Oh yeah, the ginger ale. No, I also saw in the chat McTribble said adorable Yeti, and I kind of like that.
See, we call Rory a Roryble because it works. She's a
Aww.
Roryble. But then she can also be roarable. But before we get started, what do we have going on that might be of interesting news, Lauren?
Hey, so there's a new champion coming to Idle Champions. Surprise, it's Will.
I mean, Will, he's right there.
There is now another champion with the adversaries. Yeah, so for those of you who are fans of Baldur's Gate 3 and have been noticing all of the other wonderful Baldur's Gate 3 champions coming, this is probably not a huge surprise, but we're so happy that we finally get the Blade of Frontiers joining our game. That's going to be happening on Wednesday when Winter Shield drops. You'll be able to unlock Will. And in fact, and I'll put it in the chat, the video and the blog should be live right now. Now, if you're watching us, stick around and you can go check it all out later. But yes, McTribble, let's all welcome the new champion.
Yeah,
yes.
And then Dice42 jumps in with Will 919 Warlock guy.
I'm so glad that the chat is happy for Will. I've been excited for Will too. But yes, Will, I'm double checking that the blog actually is live. Yes, the blog is live. Okay. The blog and the video are live, so you can learn all about what the Blade of Frontiers will be able to do for your formations. And we will, while we are going on holiday break for 2 weeks, there will be a skeleton crew around to make sure that everything continues to go like normal. And my Zoom is frozen. Are you still there?
I'm still here. Are you still there? I'm noticing you're getting a little choppy all of a sudden. Do you have the HD on again?
Oh, I'll go check. You keep talking. I'll check.
Check that. So yes, anyways, so we have Will joining us, and then don't forget, we also have the weekend buff, which this weekend is going to be Lost Memories. For oh God, help me. This is going to be me for the next 2 hours.
I'm so glad that you stopped singing after that, because that song, I have thoughts about that song, but please, let's continue about this awesome weekend.
So we have the free gold, Ancient Sharon, which, as I was torturing Trevor with, I'm like, every time I see Sharon, I think, Sharon! Ozzy.
Aaron! Aaron!
So yes, that is going on now, and that is something you get if you sign up for our newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, log into the game. There's an option to sign up right there. Get yourself registered once a week, and I mean it, once a week, unless it's like once in a blue moon type of special announcement. We send you a free chest that coordinates with the weekend buff. This weekend is Lost Memories weekend. There you go. The chest, the buff. So make sure you check that one out and have some fun with that one. And then log in Wednesday to enjoy adding Will to your formations. And I think that's everything news-wise for us for in-game announcements, right?
Yes. Pretty much. We do have Gabe in chat. Gabe, our wonderful moderator, who's going to be grabbing questions from chat and sticking them in our little backstage document so that we don't miss them while we're painting. Also, Headhunter Rama says, are you the people who designed all the chests? If so, great work each week. That is very kind. It is not us. We have an amazing design and art team who knock it out of the park every week, and that we will make sure to pass those very kind words along, because yes, they are they do a lot of care and love goes into those weekend chests. You would think this is a chest that's just here for the weekend and it's gone. It's just out in the ether and you don't get to see it anymore. But there is a lot of work, and those chests are just amazing every time. So we appreciate the shout out, and we'll let those people know.
Absolutely. So okay, here we go. We got basically our base colors on for the Yeti. I'm not going to say the other part. I don't want to keep saying it. I'm just going to get to giggle fits. So even though I know down here it looks very white and very gray, what I'm doing to make sure that it's not just a very much, it looks like it went back to its prime state, we're adding in base colors that have undertones that I'm playing into the factor here. So that way, when you look at this creature, even though it will be mostly white and gray, it'll be different enough from each other where it has some visual interest to it. It's not just slap on the light, slap on the white, slap on the gray, and then you're done. I mean, you could do that, but it's going to make it look like a very plastic, static creature. By giving these undertones, it gives it more depth and interest to your eye. So with that, we're going to want to jump into going back to our colors, which are from the D&D Prismatic Paints from Vallejo WizKids collaboration. And we're going to want to grab the bone white and scarlet red, and we're going to mix those for like a paler, not quite pink, but like a lighter tone of red, so we can dry brush inside that mouth.
Okay.
And we'll have to be a little bit more careful with this one, just because of what is present.
Well, and it's always good to know where stuff is going, because now I know I don't need that much.
Yeah, just like a drop and a drop will do ya.
Yeah.
Of course, I say that and my scarlet red starts blowing out bubbles. So scarlet red is basically your classic cherry red color. So if you're using paints that aren't from the prismatic paint lines, just go for a nice cherry red color and it'll do what you need to do. And bone white is essentially an ivory, a deeper ivory tone.
It's a brighter shade of pale?
It's a brighter, a deeper shade of pale?
Yeah,
I did it to myself with a social media post this morning of have yourself no, what did I do?
A blue Christmas, which the blue Yeti.
Have a blue Yeti without you.
I ended up recording that to play on the oboe and posted that a couple of days ago, so it's been going through my head. And so when I saw your post, I was just like, oh, it's back. It's back.
Can't escape.
I'm okay with this.
Can't escape. Not allowed. So I will swatch what this looks like so you can make sure you're on the same track, because you don't want to make it too pink. That's a different musician.
And I need my small...
It's like a nice dusky rose.
Okay. I might need to add actually a little bit more red.
Okay.
Just a tiny, tiny bit more. Not much.
And I'm just going to go in and very carefully basically dry brush that tongue a little bit to give it a little more definition than just disappearing into the maw. So you can see it pops out a little bit more that way. And then I'm going to carefully brush the gums. And that will include the teeth, but we are going to go back in and even further define those twofers.
So we're starting off with a detail right away, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Now, this might not be my smallest dry brush, but we'll do what we can.
I've even found like a round brush that's a little less rounded now that after use will work nicely. That's
Yeah.
what I'm using. All right, so that should do the trick there. You can see it's starting to give the mouth a little bit more visual interest.
Ah. Brr, brr.
Smile for the camera. And that takes care of the mouth. Well, we want this to dry. So while it's tempting to go in and do the teeth right now, don't. Because then you are going to end up with pink. So you want to give this like a couple of minutes for this thing to finish drying, and then we can go in and start doing the tooth work.
Yeah, I mean, we can do some dentistry, sure.
Right? The tooth details is probably what I should be saying. Is this a Himalayan Yeti or is this more of a Wendigo thing?
What was the version that was from the Rankin Bass Christmas movie that had the elf that wanted to be the dentist?
Oh my god!
I was just thinking of this.
It's from there.
Yeah, it's from like that Yeti, because I think that's a Bigfoot technically. I don't remember, or maybe it's whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're angry because they have a toothache. Yeah.
Huh. I'm gonna say Himalayan. If you want real world reference, Himalayan. Let's go that way.
There you go.
Okay, so after that, we are then going to go to the face. So we're going to dry brush the ears, the face, the feet, the hands with Stonewall Gray. So just straight up Stonewall Gray.
Okay. Stonewall Gray.
Yes.
Yes, it's a lot more fun to type than it is to say.
Abominable.
That word. Abominable. Nom. That's why a nom is here. So we keep saying their name.
I couldn't say abominable. I just went manamana.
Nom.
Oh god.
I'm going to just start saying adorable because you know what? They may be fearsome, but they can be both fearsome and adorable. Why not?
Oh, is someone hungry? Is someone having a bad day? So yeah, just gonna go in and just lightly start bringing out the details on, again, the face, the ears, the hands, the feet.
Yeah, because I'm very impressed by the amount of detail, especially in the hands.
Oh yeah, I mean, even these ears, you don't realize it until you start dry brushing it, but there's some detail happening in there.
Oh yeah.
So it's well worth taking time and making sure to pay a little bit of extra attention to these little bits.
All the extra curves in these fingers and toes.
So that's one ear dry brushed compared to the one that's not dry brushed. So you can see there's definitely some extra features that pop out now.
Yeah, I went straight for the hands and toes. I don't know why. But
did you like it when there's a bigger swath to do?
Maybe. I've just also been admiring how much detail are in these hands.
There you go. He's got good hands.
Yeah. I'm a fan of hands. There we go. Oh, yes. So Dice42 did notice that I posted about the menu that we will be starting when we come back in 2024. I've posted Vee's instructions into the Discord already. For those that haven't seen it, Vee, what are we painting when we come back from break?
The young black dragon. And we're going to have fun with it and do a kit bash on its base. Yeah. Because, black dragons, they like their swampy terrain. So that base is going to get a really fun swampy terrain look to it by the time we're done.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check out those supplies that Lauren shared in Discord because you're going to want to get a hold of, basically it's aquarium plants, the plastic aquarium plants. And I've provided some links. So basically, you don't have to buy all 3 of those links. Just look at each of those links and whichever set you like the look of, snag that one for anyone who wants to participate with us. But believe it or not, plastic aquarium plants are fantastic for kit bashing terrain and miniature bases.
Yeah. I've got him right here.
Yeah, mine are definitely still tucked away in my drawer.
I'm not going to pull them all out. I have a
Yeah.
nice plastic baggie that is filled with aquarium plants and the clear bases that I've either lost or haven't used.
Yeah.
Because I'm bad that way. Or sometimes, especially with bigger minis like this, because I'm not someone who often uses
Mm-hmm.
maps for my games. Sometimes with the ones that don't need the base to stand up, I just don't put the base on. But the Black Dragon, I'm definitely gonna, because we're gonna have fun
Oh,
with
yeah.
plants,
And
all the
honestly,
plants.
that base is good as a counterweight because the stone base with the stem to hold that, it's not really quite wide enough to balance it out.
Yeah.
So that's one I would actually recommend making sure you don't skip.
Thank you, Belswin, for
Look at that.
all of the gift subs. If you got a gift sub from Belswin, definitely tell them thank you and enjoy all of your emotes. It was very kind.
That is. Why do I feel like today's going to be the tongue twister day?
It's the end of the everything and just talking. Just talking has been hard. I'm glad
Yeah.
that the vast majority of the stuff I have left is basically me playing oboe, because if it involves, like, I do still have stuff,
Mm-hmm.
streaming stuff. I have a charity game I'm
Mm.
doing on Sunday, and I'm getting together with my podcast to record on Saturday. So I need
Oh,
my
fun.
words, but I'm happy that a lot of it is just me playing oboe as well.
There you go.
I've run out of words for 2023.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. And yes, happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays. I love
All
how
right.
this starts to transform the mouth already. Look at that. And this is going to back to what I said, where even though we have these darker base colors happening, as soon as we start adding these dry brushing layers on, you can see it starts lifting these colors up so it's not so dark and heavy in color.
Oh yeah.
And
I've
I'm
got to
really
get the
taking my
back
time
of
with
the
it.
ears.
Yeah, don't forget to wash behind your ears. All right, finally done with the face and ears. So I'm going to move on to those hands and feet.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, Dice 42 says also check hobby store flower arrangement sections. Ah, that could also
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah, that can
Do not
be.
use.
Yeah, not silk flowers. You want the ones that are plastic based. You can find that particular stuff, especially around their succulent section for silk succulents, even though they're not silk, fake succulents. It's a good place to look as well, but it's not quite of a guarantee of being able to find them. Is the only thing I found in the past, which is why I default to saying find aquarium plants, because those are usually always the plastic base style things you'll need, or at
Yeah.
least scaled properly to about the size you want everything to be.
Also, I'm very impressed that you were able to say scaled succulent section.
Oh, the silk
There was a
succulent?
whole
I can say silk succulent
section.
section, but I can't say abominable. God damn it.
Also, I dropped some of my
Why?
plants and I just stepped on, like, as you were talking, I'm like, what did I just step on? I just stepped on my
Oh no,
plant.
you stepped on one of the squirrels.
Yeah, I stepped on a plant.
Oh
Get
no,
back in
it's
there. Get back in my bag. All right.
back with you.
Oh yeah, it is a Time Gate weekend. It's
Oh,
been a
that's
hot
right.
minute since
It
we've done
has.
the uh
Goodness.
so for those of you who might be new, often on Fridays when the time gates go live, because you get a choice between three different champions to choose from, a lot of folks will post either in chat or in our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, asking for suggestions and advice. So if you do have your three and are looking for suggestions or advice, let us know. And the reason I say this, I just saw Belswin asking Shadowheart, Caddybree, or Eliwick. I'm gonna say Shadowheart because of
Yeah.
the fact that we're deep into all of the BG3 champions, and so getting Shadowheart geared up is good. And if not, then Caddy Bree, because Caddy Bree is just a solid DPS support. There we go. But yes, often there will be other questions like, oh, well, what do you need? What do you have? If you've got all three of those champions already and you're just looking to get more gear, then absolutely Shadowheart.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one hand that's been dry brushed.
Yeah.
And then here's what it looks like when it's not dry brushed. So it goes from looking like they're wearing weird gloves to a hand.
To an actual hand.
Yeah. Give him a hand. No, really, give him a hand.
And yes, as always, the suggestion is eventually you want to get all the champions. Eventually you do want to, as the saying goes, catch all of them.
Pokemon.
So if you are in a position in where you're given the choice of 3 champions and one of them is one you don't currently have, then that is the one that you should almost always pick unless there is a real good reason why you want to wait for a little bit longer. But eventually you want them all. Especially once you get to the point in where you've got 4 different parties going at once.
Oh my lord, yeah.
You can need those. You can need those
Spread
champions.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think a lot of things, but I think I'm at the point in where I'm good to stop because I think I've reached the you're about to start painting instead of dry brushing point.
Oh, gotcha. I'm almost done. I just got the other hand done, and I gotta go to defeat the Tootsies.
The feet are the feet were a lot of fun, but also interesting because the toes have tons of detail, and then like the heel and on back are just smooth.
Yep. They're nice and I mean, we got toenails on there. Look at that.
Yeah. And actual toenails, not claws on those feet. Toenails. Those are like they've got claws on their hands, but their feet are well manicured.
Very much so.
All right. Get that cleaned up. But yeah, I think I'm happy with how that looks.
Good. As you want. And the nice thing is the base itself is Stonewall Gray, so dry brushing these Tootsies is not so much a concern.
Dilettante for the win says, I've got 4 going right now. 2 are grinding the Zorbu and Sasaspia quests. One's on Trials of Tiamat, and I love me my gem farm. There you go. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm trying to remember what I moved around a couple things this morning, so I don't remember what all 4 of my teams are doing. I know at least one of them is working on the new variants that came out a little while ago.
Yeah.
And I know one of them was also working on Strahd patron things.
Ah, there you go.
Don't remember what the other 2 are doing offhand. I only did this offhand, on hand, any hands.
My hands are done. My hands and feet. And the face and the ears are all set.
I don't have the game running right now because I'm trying to conserve computer power.
Yes. Okay, so we did that. Oh, so now we're going to go to Illithid's skin. And we're going to put that on the horns. Which is this very pale purple.
And this is what we're dry brushing on the horns?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
Very.
There we go. Don't need that much. All right, come back here, dry brush that I just put down. Guess what?
I choose you.
I choose you again.
Mm-hmm. And you definitely want to work this so it's working across the striations that these horns have.
Does mean doing a lot of turning.
Moving, yeah, exactly. Okay. You don't want to pull it with the striations because then that lighter color is going to fall into the grooves, which you don't want to have happen. You'll lose your depth that way. But yeah, it'll definitely help to sort of rotate the mini as you go with this.
And also making sure to get on top. That's a...
Yep.
There's enough grooves on top to want to bring those out.
Like, honestly, it looks like it shouldn't take too long to dry brush these, but take your time working on one side, rotating it, working on the next portion, rotate it, working on the next portion. Because there's so much detail on these.
Yeah, that initial curve in the horn is deceptive.
Misleading. Yeah.
With which way it's going and which way you have to turn to get across. Ah. Nope, that's still too much.
No more.
Oh, did someone look up
What?
okay, so the Rankin Bass movie that I keep thinking of that we can't remember because I saw Dilettante FTW say it's what Cornelius called him, and Cornelius is
yes.
the name of
the elf, right?
I think it's the elf.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen that movie. I mean, I remember watching it when I was young, and always finding it a little weird, like a little disturbing. I have pleasant memories of it just because of the context of like, oh, hanging out with my family and watching this movie. But otherwise, I haven't seen it in a long time. But I do distinctly remember that was the answer to what was going on with the snowman's problem is they just had a sore tooth.
That's what it was. Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm like, Cornelius is super familiar. Okay, so this is just comparison for you. Again, playing the home game. This is with the dry brushing, and that is without the dry brushing. You can see there's definitely a significant difference on how this is starting to look.
Yeah. And just so that everyone is aware, mine, just when I hold it up to the camera, is going to look a little darker just because of the way I've got my lights. But when I'm holding it under actual light, it is about the same color as V's. It might be a tiny bit darker, but this makes it look like I went for midnight blue, but it's really not this dark. I mean, totally you would figure, you got to know, next to my pale face, anything is gonna look like, oh, you just, I mean, you went real dark on this blue, but it is a lot lighter than it looks. And the same with the horns. Like just now, as I was holding up to show off the horns, I'm like, wow, that is way darker on camera than it is in person. What is
sometimes cameras just oversaturate what's being pulled color wise.
Yeah,
so that comes into play too.
That, and on top of all of it, this is, as I've said, a face cam, which is clued into this at this distance. And anytime I try to get closer or further away, you lose a little bit of that fidelity. Maybe that's what I'll ask Santa for Christmas, is to finally get a new camera. This camera is wonderful. I've had nothing but good things to say about this camera, but that is one of the downsides of the face cam is it does not do close-ups. It does not do, you can't adjust the focus. That's how I should describe it.
I mean, I'm always forever playing around with the focus and stuff on my cameras, especially because different size minis need different focus settings.
Oh, absolutely. Bumble is the Yeti. Okay.
Bumble. Wait, isn't that a dating site?
Probably.
I think that's a dating site.
I'm not gonna Google it. I'm not Googling
it.
Nope.
Google it.
Nope.
Don't
nope.
Don't do a Google.
Nope.
Don't hey Google.
Jeez.
Okay.
Sorry.
It is. All right. So what you have left of that illithid skin, add in a touch of the bone white and mix that up for one last layer of color, and then just do a very light dry brushing. Basically, it's going to go across the top of the horns type of approach. So rather than all over the horns like we just did, we're going to focus this to kind of keep more towards the sweep of the upper portion of the horns.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was a little bit too much bone white. Whoopsie. Nope, that's very dry. Where did my illithid skin go? There you are.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to work this on the top.
There we go. I added a little bit too much of the bone white, and suddenly it was not a purplish color anymore.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
like,
going to stay quite so purple once you add the bone white in. It's actually going to muddy the color a touch because you have a cooler tone and a warmer tone mixed together. But
yeah.
it gives you what becomes a really neat highlight for the horns. And again, I'm keeping that focused on the top portion of the horns here.
Oh yeah, that is a cool effect.
Yeah. So, hold on. Trying to block. There you go. Trying to get it so the camera doesn't flare it back. But yeah, it just gives a little bit more structure to the horns that way.
Yeah. I keep having to remind myself to look up and to look at questions from chat. Today is just a day where I'm getting very, very into. I'm always into the mini painting, but like I'm getting distractedly into it.
Well, because I mean, these are sort of it's detail work, even though it's dry brushing. So
Yeah.
yeah, we tend to get more focused with those sections for sure.
I think it's also just today. Just today.
It is
My
today a
brain
day.
is very scattershot today.
Fair.
Oh, geesh.
What happened?
It's so our chat.
Oh no.
Let me go. No, no, it's all good, but it's
Okay.
yeah. Um.
What did you do?
All right. I'm just trying to figure out where to start.
Oh no.
So, Dilettante FTW says, one can safely Google Rudolph TV holiday special, though. So that's good to know. McTribble says, sounds like the website should be not Yeti dating. Dice42 says, meanwhile, Rankin Bass just sounds like the name of a fishing site. And Dilettante FTW comes back with, wouldn't that be Raking in Bass?
Wait, what's Rankin? I'm that fluent. What's Rankin Bass?
So Rankin Bass, it's the name of the company and the people who make those stop motion
Okay.
animation,
Brain
the
just
claymation
caught up.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of us just Rankin Bass. And so yeah, wouldn't the fishing site be Raking in Bass?
Oh my
It's like,
lord.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it would. I love it. Oh, it was too much fun.
That's good. That's good. All right, what's
Okay.
next?
Next, we're gonna go back to the teeth,
Okay.
and we're gonna use straight up bone white, and we're gonna paint the little toofers with a nice little tiny detail brush.
Okay.
She says as she looks for her tiny little detail brush. There it is.
Yep, I did grab one of my tiniest brushes. This is the 4/0.
There you go.
This is
Yeah, I'm using a
small.
10 over.
All right.
I'm going to make funny face because making funny face and painting small help with focus.
Absolutely. I'm doing the same thing.
Theoretically. Yee, he's looking a little long on the tooth.
Jeez. Oh, the fangs are the easy part. Easy in quotation marks.
Toofs.
Mm.
It's the tooths that are interesting.
All right, chat, you're going to have to continue to talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. What's your favorite holiday movie? Go.
Oh, there you go.
And I specifically said holiday so that there were bunches of oats of options.
Yeah. I'm honestly thinking after I go shopping for stocking stuffers tonight, I'm coming back home, I'm figuring out what I'm eating for dinner, and I'm going to sit and watch Love Actually. It's like one of my
Oh,
favorite
very
holiday
nice.
movies. Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it this year. I got a chance. I'm usually able to at least pull up some clips or something, but my favorite is Muppet Christmas Carol
Oh, that's a cute
by
one.
far.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol, 100%. I could practically quote that movie. I'm just always, I just enjoy that whole movie. It's just so well done. I'm also a Gonzo fan, and I love when Gonzo gets to be like
Oh, okay.
serious.
So you need to watch Nicole Rudolph on, no pun intended, on YouTube. She's made this beautiful series of making Victorian Gonzo the outfit, but for a human person. And it's
Okay.
stunning. Yeah, definitely recommend it.
I will look that up. That can be something to enjoy over the weekend.
Yeah. It's actually, they're very relaxing videos too. She's got a lovely narrative voice and she shows the process of making everything and just really
Nice.
nice lo-fi music sort of playing in the background, like piano music, easygoing stuff.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Camera is in the way of my line of view.
Mm. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take a second. Couldn't every movie be a holiday movie? Yulu, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but let's see. Okay, bunches of votes of people said Die Hard. I mean,
I mean, that was
absolutely,
expected.
yeah.
I'd be surprised
Uh,
if Die Hard didn't show up.
yeah. McTribble says Up. Um,
Up? Oh.
more Die Hard. Oh, here we go. Seeker and Fatalo are both on board with Muppet Christmas Carol.
There you
Light
go.
the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat. I love that. McTribble says the sound of music on mute. So,
What?
uh, so here's the funny thing. It's been the Christmas gig that I'm playing this weekend is the first one of its kind since the pandemic started. Um, because just it's taken forever for stuff to come back.
Right.
Before the pandemic, there was this growing trend that I really never understood. That was these are a few of my favorite things being played at holiday concerts, which I always thought was the wrong thing to play at a holiday concert, as it is all about commercialism
Mm,
and the joy of having, not
things, yeah.
giving. Um,
I hmm.
mm,
Just noticed something anatomically about our Yeti friend.
uh-oh.
They have three front teeth as opposed to four. All he wants for
Uh-oh.
Christmas is three front teeth.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah. Wait a second.
Uh huh.
I think you might be missing a tooth.
That or my sculpt got mushed.
Yeah, because I've got. You're talking about the big long chompers, right?
Nope, I'm talking about the center teeth. He's only got
Oh.
three. I've got two fangs,
Hmm.
but the center teeth, there's three of them. One, two, three.
Interesting.
It's the same thing on
Yeah,
the bottom.
maybe. Yeah, I'll try to show as much as possible. I don't know if I can. Maybe I just it wasn't as clean.
All
I
he
don't
wants
know,
for
but
Christmas is his two front teeth. His two
I
front
mean,
teeth.
as
His
much as
two
no one likes
front
going to the
teeth.
dentist, getting them taken care of.
That was a fun discovery. I'm like, but wait. Too funny. Okay, so we did the teeth.
Okay. Sorry, I saw
Okay.
some more stuff in chat. I'll get to some more people were putting their um
Mm,
weekend oh geez, time gate weekends in the chat. I'll get back to those.
yes.
But what's our next step? Let's start that up before I
Next
jump
step
into that.
is to finish those up. We're gonna go to dead white
Hmm.
and then sort of highlight across the teeth. Just to give them a little sparkle. Not pure, but
Hey.
just kind of make them pop out just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because use the bone white to dark or to get rid of the dark red underneath, basically. And so the bone white starts us off with the teeth, and then the white, dead white, I'm just gonna go across and kind of pull it down on one portion of the tooth, like that, to highlight the tooth and give it some definition. And then I'll just run across the edge of the bottom of the front teeth. So I'm not looking to paint the whole bit of the tooth, but just little sections of them.
Just enough to make them stand out.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, C's Fun has Grama, Nixie, and Sergeant Knox. Ooh. I'm gonna say Grama. I use her a ton. She is available for a lot of different places in where there's not many champions. Grama seems to be able to be there. And she's very flexible about where you can put her. So I end up using Grama a lot of the time.
Go for the Groma. What do I want to do now?
Aminam says, while in Muppet Treasure Island, Tim Curry acts like a fellow Muppet. Yeah, you know, because Tim Curry is just a joy.
Okay, so now we're going to have fun with this dead white. We're going to go into the eyeballs.
And it's eyeball time.
It's like,
okay.
Oh, little girl. You have bad timing. Hi. So I'm going to go in and basically put white where the eyeballs are to get that ready for the next color we're going to make those.
Okay.
Aurora, you need to stay. You're wobbling my chair. All right, hold on. She needs love.
Cat needs attention.
Hi,
everybody in chat say hi to the cat.
Hi, baby girl. Say hi, everybody. Say hello, world. Say I'm clingy.
Nick T says, I think I'm going to have a Lord of the Rings extended marathon. That'll take up a whole 2 weeks. There you go.
That will take care of things for you for sure. All right. I'm going to get down now. No.
Violent Night is a new fave, says Oh Snap Dad. Yeah, that's a horror movie that came out last year, 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
I think so. All right, I gotta be quiet for a second as we're gonna eyeball it.
Literally. There's one eyeball.
Okay. All right, you are not wall-eyed. I have succeeded. Rawr.
So that gets us set for what the next color is going to be. So after we get the white dots in, we're going to go over to Sea Hag, which is this lovely blue, light blue color. We're going to put that where the eyes are.
Okay. Oh, yes. Fatalo42 says, honorable mention to Miracle on 34th Street. Both versions. I haven't seen the remake.
Remake's adorable.
That's
Wait,
good.
Is that the one with, aren't there more than the 2 remakes, though? Hold on.
Is there?
I thought there was.
I've only ever seen the original, so I don't, and I know there's at least 1 remake.
Yeah.
All right, now I gotta be quiet as I'm going to.
Yeah, so the whole reason for putting white down on the eyeball first was so that blue would show up as a better blue and not more muted with the dark gray that's underneath. I know it's kind of a double whammy because you have to go in and do a little bit of the white and then a little bit of the blue.
Oof.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. There is blue, and I still see some of the white. So.
Ta-da. Yes, 1947 and 1994 are both very good ones. I agree. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to go for winter wolf pelt once you get that done.
Whoa. All right.
How you doing over there?
You know, eyeballs in me.
And now we get to have fun with the fur. So we're going to be dry brushing the fur with the winter wolf pelt, which is in need of shaking on my end.
Yeah.
Before I show you what the color actually is, because right now it looks like it's a pale blue kind of thing, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that.
Oh, Snapdad says Christmas Chronicles, the first one with Kurt Russell, if one prefers a more relaxing or family-friendly option. I have never heard of this before, and I've also never heard of someone say that Kurt Russell is the more relaxing or family-friendly option, and now I
Kurt
am
Russell did another
very
cute one as
yeah.
Santa. I forget. Yeah, I think it's probably the same movie. What's the name again? Christmas Chronicles?
Christmas Chronicles. Yep.
Yeah, no, that is a good one. That is a really good one. Maybe I'll watch that one this weekend too. Yeah, it's looking better.
All right.
Here's to seeing. Hopefully that shook it enough.
Oh. So six of those same
Okay,
key quay. Oh, okay. So I'm getting a pronunciation update, which I do appreciate. Um, the only reason I'm having a moment is because you were very kind and said so the second syllable is pronounced the same as, and here's how I'm pronouncing them. Yeah, but I went key, quay, chi, and key. So I'm assuming I'm
key.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go key.
And QUAY is also key.
Yeah, I saw quay. I'm sorry.
It's
Which is why I was laughing at myself of like, I know this is wrong, but that's like when you say there's three different versions of one word that people sometimes all sound the same or two of them sound the same, and it's what two people do when they love each other very much, they get married. There is a popular woman's name that is Mary, and there is the thing that you do during the holiday season, which is to be merry.
Yeah.
And so mine is Mary, Mary, Mary. I get one of them. Yeah. I get two, but there are people who all three of them they pronounce completely differently, and all three of some people all three the same. So I think quay is one of those and where I'm having that problem.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna want a slightly larger flat brush for this one to go around the fur. Okay.
Oh yeah, because
we're
doing the whole thing.
Yeah. And now this is where say bye-bye to our blue Yeti.
Bye-bye.
It's like a wow. And in this case, you're almost over brushing it, so it's not quite just a dry brush. You can be a little heavier handed with this one.
Okay. I love this color.
Away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mostly know Kurt Russell from the Escape in the L.A. New York movies. I think that probably is how I mostly know him too.
Most people, yeah.
Yeah. Just action movies in general, I should say, right. Not just those movies. I decided to go for the head first, and now I've been immediately confronted with getting the hair in between the horns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but then you get it over with first. That's not a bad thing.
That's true. That's true. Oh, yes. Listen, for those of you who I've been not pronouncing the name as you want me to pronounce it, I do want I want to know what the correct way of pronouncing it
Mm.
is. If I've been doing it wrong, let me know because I want to be able to get your name right. And I have a weird enough mishmash of accents from all of the different places I've lived over the years. Like I said, I'm gonna see things and I'm gonna pronounce them in a way that probably isn't meant to be pronounced. For example, um, like Bob Ross.
What's like Bob Ross?
Okay, so I believe what I have been saying is Patelo 42, and what it's supposed to be is Phalo because of the P's. It's the P's. The P's always get me. Like on Bob Ross.
Why is that
Okay,
reference flying over
but
my head?
Phalo is where I should be going. Phalo 42.
You're like a pterodactyl.
Pterod I mean, that I do say pterodactyl, but yes,
Yeah.
yes. I
Your
should
P is
watch
silent.
I should watch all of those. We've talked about this before. The guy who does all of the accent, um, he watches movies and TVs and critiques the accents of the actors and talks about how
Oh.
where accents come from and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I should watch a bunch of that again.
There
Those
you
are
go.
always fun videos.
They are, for sure.
And that is definitely also where I figured out that, oh yeah, my mishmash of ways that I pronounce things. Ugh. So what happens when you live in multiple places
I was
across
gonna
the country,
say it's
folks?
that's a regional thing because I run into that too, having lived in a variety of places.
Yeah. I've got mostly the northern-ish,
Mm-hmm.
the Buffalo and then Ohio and then Seattle and stuff like that. But the 2 years in Florida every once in a while creep up in more ways than one.
I mean, for me, I'm such a mimic. It's very easy to start affecting
Oh yeah?
a link. Like when I lived in London, by the time I came back, people were like, "Okay, you can stop that now." I'm like, "Stop what?" Like, we
Like,
know you're not
well,
British. It's like, well, okay, but I've also been hearing a certain accent for over 6 months now.
mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're in an area for 6 months, I think people should give you some grace because that is
Yeah.
plenty of time to pick up, not just pick up an accent, but pick up the way
Mm-hmm.
uh everybody is talking and almost subconsciously do it. It's another thing when,
Yeah.
if you've only been there for a day or two or a week. But yeah, after 6 months, I'd be surprised if someone didn't come back with at least some bits of an accent.
And it wasn't even like I came back with a British accent. I came back with an American accent that had been affected by hearing a British accent.
Yeah.
Like the cadence was slightly different. Some vowels were affected by it, but yeah. It's like, I swear, darling, I'm not trying to be British. It wasn't like Madonna's weird accent all of a sudden, like when she started dating Guy Ritchie. Remember that?
Yeesh.
It
Yes, I
wasn't like
do
that.
remember
It
that.
wasn't that at all. Now, see, this is where when you're working with a fur creature, you'll notice I'm going a lot more slowly around for dry brushing. Because the more attention to each of the areas you pay attention to, the more of these highs and lows of the ridges of the fur you'll be able to play around with and bring out better. So when it
Yeah.
comes to a furred miniature and fur texture, slower is better. While it's tempting to go, oh, just take a big brush and go, you'll miss some little details you could actually take a little more time with to bring out. Especially in
And
this
also,
section.
oh yeah, and also there are some corners of this
Mm-hmm.
creature. Like I'm working on an armpit right now.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe this armpit is working on me. I don't know.
You got your
Actually.
underarm pitties to battle again.
Ugh. You'd figure bigger mini, bigger armpits. Not easier. Not easier at all.
Nope. Just more details to work around now.
Oh, Dice 42 wants to know what's the worst holiday movie for any definition of worst you want. Ooh.
Boy.
Oh, sheesh. The worst. I can't think of one offhand simply because I'm not a movie person first, and then also I'm definitely not a holiday movie person, which is why my holiday movie continues to be a movie from decades ago. Um, I'll say in general, those really cheesy Hallmark holiday Christmas movies, the formulaic ones, I can't stand.
City
I
girl
can't.
goes to the country, meets like the super handsome country dude who is either his wife has died, his wife has left him, or his girlfriend is this horrible person.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
She's wearing a red sweater, he's wearing a green sweater, or switch it, or switch it.
Yep.
Someone's got flannel on.
Yep. I
Yeah.
can't.
Like
It's
there are
just
some of those movies are actually kind of endearing and sweet. Um, but then like if you sit and you watch the Hallmark Channel just for the sake of watching Hallmark movies, you get to a point you can walk away having started one, come back about 2 hours later, jump into another one to get the midline of the plot, come back another 2 hours later and get the ending, and you wouldn't have known the difference.
oh, the guy looks a little different. He must have
Uh-huh.
gotten a haircut or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
It's
can't.
comical.
I can't. And I can't with those.
But I will
It's
guilty
just,
pleasure watch like the I'm gonna say like the life I call them Hallmark movies just because it's always like the romantic comedy style movies. But there are
yeah.
some cute romantic comedy movies out there that I like to watch that have Christmas themes to them.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm sure there's even those the Hallmark holiday, boy meets girl kinds of movies that are real
yeah.
good and that
Yeah.
people enjoy because they're comfort movies. And a lot of the
That's
time
just
this time
it.
of year,
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Yeah.
So no shade. They're just not my jam.
Totally fair. There's a really cute Netflix series called Dash and Lily. It's
Okay.
adorable. And it's a Christmas holiday theme type of situation. I enjoyed watching those.
Dash and Lily.
Dash and Lily, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm still just on the head here, folks. Good grief.
I've, I've moved down a little bit just so that I can, and then I've gone back a couple of times, but
Mm,
also I got stray hair. I got stray hair.
I know.
This is the second week in a
I
row
mean,
that
to
my
be fair,
brushes
these
have.
brushes are probably going to be done after we're dry brushing this because fur miniatures, they tend to be very rough on your brushes.
Well, I guess I know what else I'm putting on my Christmas wish list.
Yeah,
Hey, if
Santa
anybody wants to get
baby.
me, yeah, I need some new dry brushes.
A pack of new brushes, please.
There's a short online video of every Hallmark movie ever. I cannot post a link to it, of course. Uh, but yeah, like I'm sure plenty of people
Mm.
have made fun of that
Oh,
that
yeah.
trope.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's gonna be the kind of thing. It's like any comfort movie that people watch.
Well,
Um,
it's, I mean, Sci Fi Channel does it with their horror flicks type of thing. You know?
yeah.
There's a formula to Sharknado of people.
Oh, sure. But
These
at least,
channels, yeah.
oh yeah, at least the sci-fi stuff though is uh admittedly more my jam. So, but yeah, it's one of those things and where hey, if this is gonna bring you comfort and joy, go for it. It's not hurting anybody. I'm also
Exactly.
not, oh yeah, I'm also not someone who can rewatch movies. Um, but my husband loves to just put on movies in the background that
Mm-hmm.
are movies that he has, you know, like we were joking about the Lord of the Rings uh trilogy, the extended
Oh,
edition version. He likes to put that on in the background on his second monitor while he's doing work, while he's doing art stuff, because
yeah.
he's seen it enough that he knows
Yep.
what's going on screen, and then if he wants to stop for a second and watch, he can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it's just he just finds it comfortable. I cannot do that. I find it distracting,
That
but that's
is
okay.
me and The Good Place. I will watch that show and loop it back around if needed,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh yeah, yeah. I think a lot of it also comes from like sometimes yes, I'll sit in like perfect silence because I need to focus, especially if I'm doing presentation text. But if it's just like the busier work, like having to do graphic approvals and things like that, I'll have something playing in the background because I got so used to working in environments that had noise. Clothing
Mm.
store, flower shop, high school teacher. So I was constantly used to a din of something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could do that with some of the work that I do for sure. And
Yeah.
it's nice to have something on, but it definitely for me, um, it can't it can't be a I can watch TTRPG shows,
Mm-hmm.
but basically when I do that, when I have it on in the background, when I'm doing a work and lurk, I'm accepting up front that there are going to be times where I'm just not paying attention, and so
Right.
I'm going to get a little lost, but I'm
Yeah.
also willing to be a little lost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and those are long enough form that like, oh, okay, I'll come back next week and there'll be a recap and
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch up with what I missed. Whereas like a movie, once it's over, the recap is go watch the movie again.
Right.
No, we're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Like I said, this is sort of misleading. You think, oh, I'll be done in like 10 minutes. It's like, you're not.
No,
You're actually not because
no,
the fur.
no. Yeah.
This fur is surprisingly detailed.
All the nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh, Snapdad, I have heard of people doing that. They say everyone should do an extended cut Lord of the Rings while eating all day like a hobbit. Is eating every meal mentioned? Long day, but so fun.
Oh, wow.
I have heard of people
Sir.
doing that over a weekend, not a
Not
specific
a
day,
day.
but
Yeah.
an entire weekend of, all right, we're gonna,
Hey! One moment, please. I have a bully cat. No.
uh-oh, uh-oh,
Uh, uh, uh,
oh,
no.
jeez. Vee's
Come
getting
on.
attacked. Vee is getting mauled by a vicious cat. Someone save her. Save
He
her.
just wants to cuddle.
Well, this is your life now. Sorry, everybody. Um,
No, but
I hope you're okay with me being the only one painting because Vee is now otherwise
there
occupied.
we go. There we go. There we go. Oh my god. He's hunkering down every single second he can find a place of purchase. He's like, no, I cuddle. No, I cuddle.
You thought you could get rid of me, but I am back to cuddle.
Oh, he's
Aggressive
so big and
cuddling.
long. Good lord. You'd think I don't give these cats affection sometimes.
I mean, it's affection and food, right?
Mm-hmm.
That every pet um there's never enough. There's never enough
Yeah.
affection, there's never enough food. And you know what? Well, that's fine. But it is funny when they're like, "Mother, you have starved me of affection and love."
How dare you neglect me? I am this poor Victorian child trying to sell my matchbooks in the snow.
Yes, please.
Mother,
Just
love
give
me.
just turn to me once and tell me a kind word. That's all I want from you. That's all I've ever wanted. Also to climb all over your face. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's all the same thing.
That was just his being like, nope, we're done. Cuddles.
Listen, your Yeti isn't much blue anymore. It's more white. Done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Looks
That's
good to
enough.
me. I can see the fur. Battery's getting jealous. Stop petting that one. Pet me.
That, you know, you might be onto something, honestly.
Oh, God.
I could totally see what is
Mm,
this tiny little cat doing, taking all of my affection.
right? Stop petting the kitten.
Where did you even get a kitten? Get rid of the kitten. Pet me.
Oh God. I follow a few rescue groups just because I used to do animal rescue, and they've been posting some kittens lately, and the urge to foster
Oh.
is so strong right now.
Mm.
There's something special about fostering winter kittens.
Oh.
My first one ever was this adorable little black kitten that someone found in a wood pile. And it was like
Oh.
right before the holidays. And took her in to foster her. Named her Stella because she had a little white star on her chest. Named her Stella. And she was just the cutest little void baby. Oh my God.
Mm. I've never been able to foster. The reality is I've never been in a position that would make me a good foster candidate. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
don't have the resources and the space really for
Right.
any pets. But also there is a non-zero chance that I'd be that kind of person who would foster and then just adopt, and then there would be 3 billion uh fosters that just never left.
Yeah.
I could totally see myself being that kind of person, and that's not good for anybody.
I have two foster failures, and that is Cotton and Hemingway.
I mean, they're not foster failures. They're foster
No,
success.
it's what they call it in the lingo of the rescue groups. Foster failures.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
That's so that's so harsh.
Honestly, I think it's cute because it's like, well, they're foster failures because now they're your family. So yeah, those two, honestly, like just picking up Hemingway the day I got them from the vet with the litter. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there was this big owl-eyed expression on his face the entire time we were driving back home. And I was just like, oh, don't look at me like that. Just don't look at me like that. And then he came tootling out this massive great puff ball with these
Yeah.
feet. He was eyes and feet.
All eyes and feet.
I was like, damn it, this one's really cute. And then the temperament, I'm like, this one's really adorable.
Oh.
So yeah, the two of them, it was like I couldn't imagine not having them as my cats because they're just so darn sweet and loving.
Yeah.
But I think I did at least 25 kittens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time of year, and like in January as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I know I used to work at a pet store many, 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 many years ago. We were just like a little mall pet store, so
Mm-hmm.
no cats, no dogs, nothing big. It was
Gotcha.
all
Yeah.
fish
Fish and
and
gerbils type of stuff.
yeah, and stuff to feed other
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
Um, I got very good at grabbing crickets because
Good for
because
you.
because snakes needed crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that was definitely the so every once in a while one of the local shelters would we'd work with them, and they'd put basically like an adopt display out front so people could come and
Right.
see,
Yeah.
here's some of the kittens, here's some of the puppies. And there was a noticeable uptick in November and January, because November was when all the people who got black kittens realized they didn't actually want a cat.
Yeah.
They just liked the idea of one.
Yep.
And January was when all the people who got pets
Uh-huh.
as holiday gifts, either, something didn't work out, or someone found out they were allergic, or, all the
Yeah.
various and sundry reasons why. And so yeah, the store owner would very specifically set aside space
Mm-hmm.
all the time, but specifically on those months because yeah,
It's a thing that happens, yeah.
I've I've run out of winter wolf
That's not
pelt
the right one.
3 times.
So much the same.
Yep. Ah, sorry, just taking a stretch.
No, absolutely. Mm-mm.
We're getting there though. We're getting
Yeah,
there. Once again,
absolutely.
I mean, it's lighter. It's definitely lighter than the last time you saw this creature, but once again, it's way lighter in person.
Yeah. And this isn't the last round. Like we're gonna do another round with which one's that? Banshee White.
Ah, going even
So
whiter.
it's gonna go even brighter, whiter. Whiter, brighter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and I love this specific color, the winter wolf pelt. Just the
It's
very
lovely.
light blue is just
Yeah.
is really a nice color. That's going to work well for this creature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely at the point though in where I'm looking for places in where I either missed
Gotcha.
or didn't get as much as I want, like the armpits.
The armpitties.
Like the armpits. Why armpits? Why?
I mean, at least it's not the Remoras again.
Yes, at least there are only two pits.
Yeah. As opposed to a billiny. 11 million pitties.
Oh, the pitties. Ah, it's time to go for the butt though. Ah, here we go.
That tushy.
This is a Yeti that has not been avoiding leg day and squat day.
No, absolutely not.
It's an impressive behind.
I mean, hefting those boulders of snowballs, I'm sure that adds definition.
Oh yeah. Uh, it's been McTribbles is just on a roll with the puns.
Oh,
It's been Wookieing out.
looking out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I always love this part. Bringing out more definition to the fur is like one of my favorite things to do.
Oh yeah. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we were
Yeah.
finally able to get something that had this much hair on it.
Yep.
This definitely has the same kind of feel as feathers of like
Mm-hmm.
how satisfying it is to bring out all the
Exactly.
individual little
Yep.
details.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
For sure.
For
For
sure.
sure, really.
For sure. Like, totally, dude. Yes, Miss Thing. Are you asking for permission? Yeah, well, no.
Which is better than asking for forgiveness, I guess.
Right? She's literally like
'Cause
tapping the side of my chair, like, excuse me. Excuse me, can I come up now?
I know you've got a couple hundred people watching you right now, but
Right.
me.
Yeah. But is now a good time?
But me. But what about me?
You? Excuse me? Oh my goodness. So I have one leg left. And you can see the difference. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you can see the difference. So this is with just the one leg without getting all that detail treatment yet. How much flatter it now looks in comparison to
Absolutely.
the rest of the body. Keep that in mind when we go back around with high. Problem
Even
is
the
she's
cats.
so damn light.
Even the cats know that we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of the day of the last day of the work week before
Right.
you go on vacation. They can sense it. They can sense the we're gonna have her all to ourselves for days, and they're ready.
Yep.
They're totally ready.
Luckily,
And
she's smaller, so I can still see around her to work the miniature.
yeah.
Hemingway, not at all. How's the brush smell? Does that work for you? Huh? Goosey girl. You're silly.
Oh, I need to remember to stand up straight and move the mini. Stand up
Yep.
straight and move the mini. There's a spot. It's not the armpit, but it's the back of the forearm that is facing the body of the Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
That is just an awkward place to get, but
Yeah.
I see it every time I go looking for spots that are either uh, darker or lighter than others, or spots that I've missed, and I'm doing the looking in all different directions, and the back of those forearms are just
They're tight.
not easy. Yeah.
They're definitely a tight spot. Oof. Yes, Miss Thing. Hello, Miss Thing.
Lurking Rider says the right leg without details looks like it's been iced by comparison.
There you
Yeah,
go.
just that flat look
Mm-hmm.
to it. I mean, once again, without all the detailed camera, you can even see on this in this the big boy.
But that's the power of just adding those different layers of paint. It's like beforehand, if you didn't have this lighter paint on top, it would have looked like it still had fur. But
Yep.
once you start doing that, nope, the definition starts to disappear. So that's why I love doing fur work. Hello, Sypha. I just quickly glanced up and saw your message.
Oh, hi. Welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Enjoy your emotes.
Yes.
Enjoy uh
Mora, say hi.
enjoy all the fun emotes. Although we are on our this is technically the second to last stream of 2023 for Idol Champions because Garwar gets the honor
Oh, that's
of
right. I was like, what's the
having
other one?
yeah, he gets the honor of having
Yeah.
the last one. But this is the last one for today.
Yeah.
Mm. You're here just in time to see the cats be very upset with V for
They,
not paying attention to
yeah.
them.
They want the love.
They are quite
Neglected.
perturbed.
Truly neglected, these bibbies. I tell ya. Aren't you? Aren't you, Miss Thing? Pretty much a day ending and why. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
What are you thinking? Because I'm thinking I've reached a point in where
you stretch.
I'm yeah, we'll stretch and go on to the next color, I think.
Yep, I'm at the point where I think I'm pretty much wrapped up with that. Now, because of how I painted this from top to bottom, I feel perfectly fine going back to the top
Mm.
and grabbing that Banshee white, like I mentioned before, and start adding this next round. And in this case, making sure.
White.
Banshee white, which
Where's my
definitely.
Banshee
Or I'm sorry,
white?
no, not Banshee white, Ghost gray, right?
Oh.
Is that it?
We do have
Think
Ghost Gray. We've got Ghost Gray. I mean, I can go grab the Banshee White if that's.
Did I not? I think I have confused myself.
That's okay.
I think I wanted Banshee white, but I pulled Ghost gray. One
Okay.
moment, please.
I'm going to duck for a second.
Go for it. Quack quack.
Oh God. Crouching after standing for multiple hours is always
Fun.
an experience.
Mm.
Banshee White should be in this one.
There it is. Yeah. I
Hey,
grabbed
Banshee
Ghost
White.
gray by accident.
That's okay.
Fun times.
Well, we needed Ghost Gray for I think the last time when we
Yeah.
painted. So
Yep.
it was on the list and we did use it, but for this
Yeah,
time
it was just. There we go. What, little lady?
okay.
Hello.
This
Oh,
time I'm going to
hello.
try to put enough down here that I'm not going to have to put out more again.
And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to jump up to, do I want to do a bigger dry brush? I might. I might play around with brush size here, folks.
Okay. Are we essentially doing the same thing or are we doing cuz with
Yep,
the
dry brushing again.
Okay.
So I don't know. No, because there's some nooks and crannies. I'm going to stick to the same brush. Take it back, take it back, take it back.
Take it back. Back it up, back it up.
Back it up.
I just saw someone had asked. Oh, Abominable asked Garwar's Guide to 2023. Oh, geez. Hold on a second. Because I should know what his guide to for tomorrow is, and I know where to go, and that's not where I need to go. Hold, please, as I look up a calendar. Yes. Okay, so because Garwar is going to be off for the next couple of weeks, because we're all off, he's going to be doing a guide to Winter Shield and Will. Now, of course, Will has not been released yet. So this is going to be more talking over stats and the information that's available from the blog and from the video, but that way you've at least got something to work on as Will gets released on Wednesday. And obviously, Winter Shield is an event that people are familiar with, and he can definitely talk about the other champions that are going to be available during Winter Shield. So definitely go and watch and prepare for Will.
Where there's a will, there's a play.
Yeah.
So this time around, I'm focusing on kind of keeping this Banshee white at the highest portions of the fur.
Mm.
Top of the head is
Yes,
not
Lurking
fun.
Rider, the will has been confirmed and announced as of an hour and 22 minutes ago.
Yep.
The blog and the video are live. Cypher says, I need to get everyone who's been released since, aside from Astarion. Um, yeah, I'm excited about Will. I think Will's going to be a fun addition.
I'm very excited for people to see Will's stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm?
Cypher says his actor just started streaming Baldur's Gate 3 and he's loving it. I'm assuming we're talking about
Oh,
Will's
yay.
actor because I know a bunch of the other actors. I mean,
Yeah. The
I've
whole
been
crew's
watching
pretty
Neil.
much, yeah.
I've been watching Neil just have a blast playing Baldur's Gate. It's every
Neil's
time I
such a
turn it
good egg.
on, oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. He's so diabolical. He's so sneaky.
It's fantastic.
It's so much fun. But that's great. That's great to Theo Solomon. Thank you for the
There you
name.
go.
Um yeah, I mean, I've heard just across the board from people who have interacted with all those voice actors that they are just all amazing human beings.
Yeah.
And uh I'm enjoying their enjoyment and their celebration of this work because they've all put in literally years of work
Mm-hmm.
into this game. So I'm
Absolutely.
glad that they're all getting recognized and having fun at the same time.
He's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
This
And
year's the fun thing.
the thing I like the most about Will in Idle Champions is he's got he's fairly flexible about where you can put him in the formation. Which I am always a fan of.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm doing it right when I'm starting to get flare back issues with the
Well, and
lighting.
I'm definitely having those moments in where I did not take your advice and I
Oh.
went to a slightly smaller um flat brush to do
Mm-hmm.
this dry brushing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a couple times in where it's been less. I've gotten
Oh.
into the creases more than I wanted to.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
It's not the end of the world because I mean, once again, this creature is supposed to be white, and this is a uh, maybe they just got extra flocked in the face,
There
in
you
the
go.
side of a face
Just
by a snowball.
clods of snow, exactly. Clods of snow
Yeah,
in the fur.
I think I'm gonna have to go back up to the bigger dry brush.
The bigger boy.
Let's see. Lurking Rider says, at the risk of Baldur's Gate 3 spoilers, so potential spoilers, I'll try to talk in circles. Has
Mm.
Mizora come to the game with him in some fashion? Yes. If you read the blog or watch the video, you
You'll
will
see.
see.
Yeah.
You'll see. And I don't think that's a huge spoiler.
No, I mean she's in the key art essentially for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
She's a
so
known
that's all I
character.
will say
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
But yes, as we continue on with these characters, there's certainly some that are we've been trying to be very cautious about
Yes.
spoilers. And it helps that we've established in Idle Champions in general that these these champions are snapshots of a point in their quote unquote life.
Yeah.
Um, because oftentimes we're working with folks who the champions are actively being played on a stream, and so things happen.
Yep.
People die, people lose their arms, little things like that. Um, And so with all the Baldur's Gate champions, they're all pretty much like when you first met them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so you should not see any end game spoilers. Should not see any late game spoilers. Which is helpful for those those like me who maybe haven't been able to play as much.
Oh, there we go.
Although I'm spoiled. I'm just totally spoiled. So I can't really complain.
Hold on, I'm trying to play the. Where can I put the lighting so you can see the progress?
Yeah.
There. Not looking so blue anymore.
Yeah.
But, playing the one arm is done with the layer of white. And this one, as you can see, there's a difference again. So this one doesn't have the Banshee white on there yet. This one does. So it's even further amplifying the texture of the fur. I tend to do with furred creatures sort of the first layer of dry brushing, then a second layer of dry brushing. Everything okay?
No, I'm just catching up on I've been so into doing the dry brushing that I have to
Gotcha.
Today is just one of those days where I have to keep reminding myself, look up and look at the chat. We have a chat.
We do.
But yeah.
We do.
Oh yeah, and so one of the things I was reading was about Lurking Writer talking about Mark Hulmes, who yesterday was it only yesterday?
It
Feels like it was
yesterday. Yeah.
Holy oof. So yesterday, Mark was doing a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 as part of the big Yogscast charity event that they do every year.
Jingle Jam.
Jingle Jam. Thank you. I'm like, there's a name for it. Vee will know. And he made Myria and was playing Myria in the game, which was lots of fun. And the reason one of the many reasons I bring it up is because I know a lot of people really enjoyed watching him DM the voice cast of Baldur's Gate 3 through their one shot. And it was just obvious everybody was having a lot of fun in that game.
That was a good one.
Yeah. It's just everybody was just into it and having fun. Making fun of their own characters, like the moment that the actress behind Shadowheart right at the beginning was just like, is this when I cast guidance? It's like, when do I cast I'm casting guidance now. Should I cast it again?
Yep.
I'm like, oh, she gets it. She gets it.
Yep. That was fantastic, quite frankly. Good group of people for sure. Hands down, no questions about
it. Belson's, I think this is in as a comment for when I was talking about how characters are a snapshot of where they were and how characters lose their life, lose their arms. Right. And Belson's like, or Kira loses her pants. Fortunately, she came to the game long after she got pants again.
There you go.
That was a whole thing. Who knew that a major life event would involve the search for pants? But there you go.
Oh, pantalones.
Yeah. All right, I've gone back to the smaller dry brush so that I can get the details around the fur on the hands, but it is.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's like I'm so proud of the hands and how cleanly I got the connection point, and I don't want to get fur on my hands. Wait,
that's
what?
Fair. That's fair.
Oh yes. Lurking Writer talks about Neil's reaction to a certain lore character showing up in the game that Mark ran was adorable because he was just so excited for other players to encounter this character. It was yeah.
Yeah.
Like kid in candy store.
Yep.
It was amazing. And actually now that I remember this, perfectly wonderful and ironic, because when Mark was playing in Idol Champions Presents as Miria,
Right.
uh, B Dave had several characters show up from lore
Mm-hmm.
that he also that Mark got a chance to geek out and
Oh
be
yeah.
joyful over. So what goes around comes around. You give the joy that you get.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I just have one leg left.
Just one single leg.
Just one singular leg.
Nick T says, "Well, when you say pants, most of us from the UK automatically think underwear."
Underwear.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Trousers. Orkero was without trousers,
Yes. What are you
which
doing?
which is
Sorry.
important for a flying creature.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Yeah,
know
but
what?
you know.
She got woken up in the middle of the night and she was in her nightgown. And you don't need trousers when you're in bed. And then adventure happened because Todd.
Of course. Of course, because Todd. Why
Because
not?
Todd.
Because Todd.
But but why not Todd?
Pardon me, I hear there's a Todd involved in this story.
Well, and
Almost there.
recently, she's gotten a chance to update her look again. So,
There you go.
yeah, characters change and evolve in all sorts of fun ways, but that's why the Idol Champions characters, they are snapshots.
Yeah.
I mean, Orkira's been a cleric the whole time, but there are other, I mean, we were talking about losing limbs and losing your life, but there's also
Mm-hmm.
uh characters who are in the game who ended up either multi-classing or completely changing what class they are just because of the
True.
way that the game went. So
Yeah.
it is it's kind of fun to sometimes look at those champions and be like, "Oh, I
Back in the
remember when they
day.
were
Yeah.
yeah, when they were
Yep.
just this."
Yep. Okay, so I am thinking I am done with the whiting out, so to speak. But you can see we have a whole bunch of this fur now nicely textured. And you can also see the undertones coming into play. This is now translating pretty much as white creature, but with blue undertones,
Yeah.
which I am here for.
Yeah, it's so much more visually interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
once again, it looks darker on my screen just because of the camera, but
Right.
mine is definitely much more white.
Okay. So now
So
we're gonna go for dead white, right?
okay.
No. Now we're gonna go for
Oh,
ghost gray. That's where ghost gray was coming into play. God damn it, I
okay.
put it away. Hold on. So get your ghost gray and we're gonna dry brush the base. I need to get
Okay.
mine back out. Good Lord me.
There you go. So you were on top of things. You knew
Uh-huh.
we needed ghost gray. You were just
Uh-huh.
grabbing it at the wrong time. That's
Uh-huh.
okay.
Totally cool. It's grand. It's lovely.
And you said dry brush the base?
Yes, dry brush the base. I'm gonna move up to a bigger brush for this dry brushing though.
Oh, for sure.
We don't need it to be that teensy weensy.
Lurking Writer wants to know, silly question, because this is a creature that lives in a cold environment, would dry brushing also be called dry icing? Or flocking? I mean, eh, just hanging
That
out in
one
the snow.
hurt. That one officially hurt.
Mm.
So
You know, I
basically
can
just
think,
going in and bringing out the snowy texture a little bit more.
yeah. And I'm just reminded of when we got So my parents are very kind. Were very kind and sent for a present for Hanukkah and Christmas, um, a box from the meat place. Oh my God, why can't I? Omaha Steaks. There we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
But box o meat. And because it's a shipped box o meat, it comes with a chunk of dry ice. And we happened to catch the delivery just as it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so the chunk o dry ice was still a fairly large chunk.
Uh-huh.
And so immediately, because we are that kind of geek, Luke, not even worried about the meat, not even like, the meat will be fine. I'm sure we'll get to the meat eventually. Put the
Uh-huh.
dry ice in a bowl, fill the bowl with water, immediately made fog.
Fog. Uh-huh.
And we stood in the
Funny.
kitchen for way too long, watching fog bubble up from a bowl because of getting dry ice from meat. Yep.
Amazing. Amazing.
Because, yeah, dry ice is fun.
Because you could. That's why.
Exactly. I mean, every once in a while you want to do like the fun
Oh,
kid
yeah.
science experiments things and
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
yeah.
Okay, so that is with the base getting... I did this to myself by picking a white creature.
We
You
knew
can
what
kind of
we were
see the
getting
texture
into.
coming out. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I found like this sweet spot for lighting.
Ah.
Ta-da. Okay, so there we have that happening. Give that a
Mhm.
second to dry, and what I'm gonna do is, still using the ghost gray, I'm going to paint the claws and toenails
I was
with
wondering
ghost
about that
gray.
if we were going for like a gray or a black or what we were
Yeah,
going for.
I
All
figured
right,
the gray
tiny
was good
brush. Okay.
because we definitely need that base to dry before we go and we do like the dead white run.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm gonna go in and, it's mani-pedi time, everybody.
That time of year.
Yep,
Treat yourself.
it's like spa day time. That cold, harsh winter weather is never good for your nails. They get so brittle.
And don't forget, for those of you at home playing the home game, don't forget that one. I guess it's a thumb. I guess these are hands. This
Yeah.
creature has hand feet.
Yep.
Don't forget the thumb.
The big toe?
I
The opposable
mean,
toe?
I guess opposable toe. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it until you pointed out that, yeah, this creature has toenails. It does not have claws on its feet. And now
Yeah.
I'm really wondering, like, okay, are these, I mean, they are feet simply by virtue of the fact that this creature is using them to stand on and walk.
Right.
But are they
I
really
mean, that's a
hands?
simian trait, so I have
Yeah.
to see what they call it from, like, monkeys.
Why did I just get, how did I do that?
I don't know. I'm not there.
V, how did I do this?
I
Tell
don't
me how
know.
I did it.
Look,
Got
I'm good
white
for knowing
dots.
things, but some things I just don't know.
You know everything. I just got, it's not going to show up on the camera, but I got white dots all over
Oh,
my hand, and I don't know where I got them from, and now I'm worried, but oh
portion
well.
of the fur maybe that was still a little bit damp.
Maybe. It almost looks like I accidentally put my hand down on top of the toenails that I already
Mm,
painted because
oh,
they're
that's
they're
possible.
that kind of dots. But the
Right.
toenails look like they still have all the paint on them,
So you may have
so
just like lightly grazed. That can happen sometimes. Young lady, I know
hey.
you're hungry, but the painting takes priority today. You know this game.
McTribbles. What what is what is with you today in the puns? McTribble says there's always something to remember with a Yeti.
Always something there to remind me.
the hard part about saying these puns that McTribble is putting out is not that it's a pun, but like saying it in a way that it is that it makes sense from just hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of these, like that one, I almost didn't say because I'm like, oh, you may need to actually like watch or to see that in order to get it.
Okay. It is an opposable toe. There we go. Answer
Oh, we have an
correct.
official. We've
Yeah.
got official.
Great apes have an opposable toe. So it is an opposable
Okay.
toe. I was not coming in from left field on that one. Granted, sometimes I do.
But more often than not, you are correct.
Okay, so this is the mani-pedi done. So really all we have left now is the base with dead white. And that is, yes, indeed, dead white.
I've got one more hand to do.
Okay. Putting everything else away. Now I just have that song stuck in my head. I totally did that to myself.
It's a fun song.
Mm-hmm. It is a fun song. Ow. Oh, that's why my head was starting to hurt.
What happened?
No, because I pulled my hair up into a bun. And I started getting like one of those headaches. I'm like, oh, my head's starting to hurt.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
let me take my hair out, and it's gone.
Mm.
Headache's going bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, tension, headache. Go away.
Exactly. All right, let me see. Do I want to stick with this particular dry brush or move on to another one? Let's see. Oh, I want to stick with it. This works.
Okay, so you said dead white?
Mm-hmm. And this is going on the base.
Banshee. That's bone. That's dead.
That's why I put all my other whites away. Like, let me put everything else away because I know I'm going to need to load this a couple times. I don't want to mistake it for another one.
Yeah.
The rest just go bye-bye.
Mm. Okay, and another layer of dry brushing the base.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure as I was focusing in on thumbnails that I didn't miss instructions.
Nope, you're totally good. Ooh, 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 ooh. And this is a mini we're doing without any washes.
Ooh.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep, no washes are going to be used on this one. I was debating putting black wash on the face, but I'm afraid that's going to make it too dark. So I
Yeah,
think we're
that
good
makes
without
sense.
it, to be honest.
Yeah. We only have a few minutes left, so if you do
This
have
is
any
true.
last questions about Idle Champions or mini painting or Blue Yetis, go ahead and put those in chat so that Gabe, I mean, I can answer some microphone questions, sure. So that Gabe can grab those so that we can answer them. And definitely after the show, since this is the last show of the day, go check out Will's Spotlight and video
Yes.
and get excited for the Blade of Frontiers.
Woohoo!
All right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Ta-da! So, as you can see, we're now back to a creature you can tell is nodding towards a bunch of whites. But we have undertones going on. And if you wanted to, if you want, honestly, I kind of like the horns having this lavender tint to it just for interest. If you wanted to make these look more white, you can just go in and do another round with just straight up bone white to bring it down to a more whiter tone for the Yeti horns.
I'm with you. I like the
this.
horns. Yeah, as a pop of purple.
Exactly. You know me, I like adding some color somehow into my minis. But by giving the undertone of the beast of this, what was it, Displacer Beast? Yes. For the first layer, it's giving you these great grayish blue undertones to the fur, even though the fur itself is very white. So when you have it up against the snowy base, you're not losing the creature to the base and vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's a fun thing to do when you're dealing with monochromatic creatures, to keep your base colors slightly different undertones to give it more of that visual pop of lack of color, I guess.
Well, and I like how we are ending 2023 with a creature that is all white, that we gave some nice undertones to so that it had some depth. And we're starting 2024 with a creature that is all black.
All black. Well,
so we're going to be
black.
doing mostly black.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the same way that this is mostly white.
Right.
We're going to be doing a similar thing, but with the black dragon, which I'm very excited about because I think dragons are super fun, and everyone kind of thinks about painting a dragon when they're thinking about painting a mini, but then you do run into that monochromatic, well, I don't want to just paint this flat black, and now you just got this, you know, now I've just made Void Cat.
Exactly. So no, there's definitely nuances to how we're going to paint the young black dragon as well. Again, everything's in the Discord, so you can get the miniature, you can get the paints pulled together, you can get the supplies that we'll need for kit bashing to get that swampy base going on. It should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that one. And then don't forget, this weekend we have the Lost Memories weekend happening currently. Make sure you have that going on right now. Check your emails if you've signed up for the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, make sure you get that done, because once a week we send you a free chest like this free gold ancient Charon chest to go along with your Lost Memories weekend. And then happening on Wednesday, we have Will will be joining the Baldur's Gate crew. Looking forward to that one as well. It's going to be lots of fun. And as Lauren said, go and check out the splotlight. The
splash of a light.
Yep. Watch me, I can say Abominable now. See? Oh my God.
There you go. You got your words back, Vee. Now, if only I could get mine. I went ahead and put into chat a link to directly to the video, and then also just our regular YouTube link. So if you're playing the home game and not in chat, if you're watching on YouTube, first off, thank you. We appreciate you. Second, you're already on a YouTube. So just jump over to the Idle Champions YouTube, which is literally Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, where we have our spotlights. And you can see the spotlight for Will, and then come to our website to read the blog. We offer information about Will in multiple fashions for your learning pleasure.
All right. And then again, thank you to Gabe for grabbing all these questions and getting them to our way and helping out in the chat. It is always appreciated. And to everyone in the chat, have a lovely and safe holiday break. We'll see you back in January to have some fun with the Black Dragon. But until the new year, this is pretty much it. It's just so weird. Yeti said it. All right, everyone, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.